getting my ass kicked by a lot of projects, and knowing going into the project that will happen. And that's the hardest thing, is taking on projects that you know are just going to beat the shit out of you. But the thing is, you will always learn how to do something better or do something different from those projects, because you're scared of it because you're not sure how you're going to do it. And every single time you take on a project like that, you're going to learn how to do something else, and it could very well change entirely how you do everything in the future. Working in the field, I was very frustrated by the disconnect between the branding and graphic design and the interior design. And so I started to teach myself about interiors because it shares a lot of the same practices, but interior design is graphic design on mega hard mode. Everything I do is myself. I do the photography, the videography, animations, website design, the furniture design, all of it. And while that's kind of my selling point for a lot of clients, it does mean that projects take a lot longer. And I don't take on very many projects. I have to be very selective with the clients that I take on, which is nice. But again, it's exhausting. I work 90 to 100 hours a week. Yeah. Well, but my other value is having a place of inspiration and not just doing something because it looks cool. It no matter what will make a design better if it comes from something that means something. All my projects start with really, really intensive research, so that I can pull, even if the details are very, very subtle. It gives the project meaning, and it means that all these elements stand for something. The hardest projects to work on are when a client's like, "Oh, I just picked this name because it was cool," and and I'm like, "What are you interested in?" I don't know, skateboarding. When they're not, they just kind of don't really have anything for me to work off of. That's really hard. But usually for a lot of clients, I'll actually name the project itself. The whole concept of doing everything. I bring up Art Nouveau because there was a project that I did for a salon in Seattle that was filled with plants and everything, and it's in an Art Nouveau building. And the salon owner's name was Naomi, so we called it Nauvo, Nao. And so that kind of was the starting point, because plants are very swoopy, and the hair, the balayage or whatever it's called, that is very reminiscent of kind of the old Albert Mucha illustrations for the Art Nouveau posters and stuff like that. You would expect that kind of collaboration to have a lot of butting of heads, but you're a creative. You can understand that when somebody has a skill that you don't have, you're really excited about it, and you want to understand that part of their brain. So it was always so easy for us to work together because we were so perfectly different. I'm afraid of where design's going because of artificial intelligence. And that's not to say I'm not excited about it. I think it's a very cool collaborator, but it's going to have implications in everybody's fields. In architecture, it could be figuring out ways to lay out the most space-effective layouts in a building, and then all you're doing is just picking the facade. It gets kind of scary of what it can do, but again, we can't be afraid of it. We're going to be working with it. The biggest challenges I face is the fact that I have to do everything by myself. And there's a lot that I don't know. Honestly, there's a lot of projects where it would be better if somebody else designed the website, but I was a very close collaborator. And it's tough to take that part of my business out of the selling point of, I'm no longer the guy doing everything. The best thing you can do starting out as a designer is don't cater to everybody. Everybody's really scared of scaring away people, which makes sense when you're starting out. You just need a job. But if you get the wrong job at the wrong place because you were trying to appeal to everybody, it can make you really regret becoming a designer.